Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. I warned that this was coming. I'm not the only one. There was a lot of people saying that this was coming. It should have been blatantly obvious that this is on the horizon, and yet no one did anything to stop it. Yes, that's right. Russia has reportedly launched an intercontinental ballistic missile into Ukraine. Now, from the reports we have and from the video, it appears that there were no warheads attached to these missiles. There were no nuclear warheads. In the videos, you see the missiles come down, they hit the ground, but there is no large explosion from these missiles. That tells us that this was likely a warning shot from Russia, saying we are capable of this, and if you keep escalating, we will respond with a nuclear response. I don't know what else. I don't know why the United States and the West continues to push Russia. I don't get it. It's just not worth it. But let's get into the news, man. Let's see exactly what is happening. From Reuters, Russia fires an intercontinental ballistic missile in attack on Ukraine, Kiev says. I will show you the video just after this, guys. It's absolutely insane, so stick around for that. From Kiev, November 21st, Russia fired an intercontinental ballistic missile during an attack on the Ukrainian city of Dnipro on Thursday, Kiev's Air Force said, in what would be the first use in war of a weapon designed to deliver long-distance nuclear strikes. The launch, if confirmed, highlights rapidly rising tensions in the 33-month-old war after Ukraine fired U.S. and British missiles at targets inside Russia this week, despite warnings by Moscow that it would see such as action as a major escalation. Security experts said it would be the first military use of an intercontinental ballistic missile. ICBMs are strategic weapons designed to deliver nuclear warheads and are an important part of Russia's nuclear deterrent. Today there was a new Russian missile. All the characteristics, speed, altitude are of an intercontinental ballistic missile. An expert investigation is currently underway, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video statement. The Ukrainian Air Force said the missile was fired from the Russian region of Astrakhan. That's a weird name, sorry. More than 700 kilometers or 435 miles from Dnipro in central eastern Ukraine. It did not specify what kind of warhead the missile had or what type of missile it was. There was no suggestion that it was nuclear armed. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know that this was a nuclear. It obviously wasn't a nuclear warhead because there would be a nuclear. You know, you'd get the whole mushroom cloud and everything. It would be much worse than what we've seen. I don't know that there was any warhead attached at all. If there was, it was small warheads that were attached to these missiles. Okay, I want to go ahead and I want to show you guys the video, guys. So what we're seeing in this video is we're seeing multiple strikes come down through the clouds, and this is what an intercontinental ballistic missile does. Okay, it is launched up like a rocket up into the high atmosphere. It's basically like a rocket that you would see SpaceX or NASA launch. It disconnects from the booster, goes across the Earth, and then re-enters the atmosphere and launches straight down into the atmosphere onto the target. Okay. What we have seen in this video is it looks like this missile specifically had a MIRV attached to it. So this is I want to make sure I get this right. A multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, okay? This is multiple warheads attached to one rocket, to one missile, okay? So as the missile is re-entering the atmosphere, all of these different warheads that are attached basically launch from the missile and just pepper the target, okay? And each and every one of those warheads can be a nuclear warhead. So are you starting to see just how bad this could get. I want to show you this video because it's insane. So as you see, these are the different missiles coming through the clouds. They've re-entered the atmosphere and they're coming down through the clouds into and striking the ground. I believe there's probably some other videos as well. Yeah, this is a good one right here. You see, there it's multiple strikes happening at once. You see, that was a really good shot right there. So you see the missile came down and these 4 explosions right here. Mind you, this thing's coming from, it's basically coming from high atmosphere. So there is going to be some level of heat and some level of explosion that comes off of these things. So you see it came down, these warheads came down, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 explosions. That right there shows that this is likely a MIRV, okay? And just to give you an idea of how this would be used in a war, say, against the United States. They would fire an intercontinental ballistic missile that had MIRVs attached to it. It would come across the... it would come across from the north, across Canada and across the Antarctic and across the North Pole. It would come across the North Pole to the United States. Say that they wanted to target the eastern seaboard. Just one missile launch. It would go across the North Pole over to the United States. It would re-enter the atmosphere, and it would release all of these nuclear warheads, and it would just pepper the entire eastern seaboard, wiping out dozens of cities across the eastern seaboard. And that is one missile launch. One. Now, each and every one of our government officials knows this. They know the power of these weapons. They know the power of these nuclear strikes. They simply don't care. They don't care. They think that the ends justify the means. What's the means? The means is nuclear hellfire over our cities. I don't know, man. It's insane. We have been warning. I have been warning. Many people with much bigger channels and much bigger shows have also been warning. This has been nothing but escalation since the beginning of this war because of the West. I'm sorry. You can sit there and you can blame Russia all day. And I agree. You can blame them all day for starting the war. Yes, they should absolutely be blamed for that. But every single bit of escalation that's happened after that has come from the West. The United States should not be involved. This is not a NATO ally. NATO should not be involved. This is not a NATO ally. I'm sorry. I don't care if there was some treaty, dozens of years ago that we signed that said, oh, well, if you give up your nukes, then we'll help you if Russia attacks you. I'm sorry. I don't care about that. I do not care. We're talking about the livelihoods of our families, of our nations. I'm sorry. I am not willing to give up my home for Ukraine. I'm not. I'm just not. I am not willing to have my children, disappear in nuclear fire because of freaking Ukraine. I don't care about Ukraine. I'm sorry. I don't. I do not care. I'm sorry that they're going through this war. I'm angry that Russia would attack another sovereign nation like this. That does upset me. But at the end of the day, I'm not willing to lose my nation for you. I'm not. And I think the majority of Americans would parrot that sentiment. I don't know, man. it's just the level of insanity that we have gotten to in this war. And here's the thing. It absolutely does have a lot to do with Trump being in office. The Biden administration is trying to make it as difficult as possible for Donald Trump to be able to end this war whenever he gets into office, whenever he's officially inaugurated. It's absolutely insane that they are pushing this just for the sake of making it difficult for Donald Trump. And the reality is that each and every one of us should be demanding that they stop the escalation. Not that, the people in the deep state and who are actually running the government, because let's be honest, Joe Biden's not running the government. His brain doesn't work. But the people in the deep state, they don't care. They do not care. These people believe that they are above everything. I would not be surprised if these people thought that they were God. Okay? They don't think that nuclear fire can come here. They think, oh, we're the mighty U.S. We can do whatever we want. Everyone needs to get on their knees and lick our boots. That's what they believe. Truly. That's the only reasoning you could get from what they're doing, is that these people are just insane and they think that everyone should just worship them. This is why they do the things that they do. And it is going to get us into a nuclear war. I'm dead serious. This right here shows that. Now, once again, when it comes to this escalation, Russia's being the big boy. Russia's being the mature one here in this situation. Yeah, you can sit there and blame them all day for starting the war, and I'll agree with you on that. But when it comes to the escalation that has happened after that, Russia has been the big boy. They're the ones that have had the cooler heads in this situation. I don't know, man. It's got to stop. It has got to stop. Because they are warning us. This is a warning shot right here. If this is true, which from the video, it's blatantly obvious in my opinion. But if this is true, this is a warning shot from Russia. And I would not be surprised if the next strike was a nuclear warhead. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I'll have another video coming for you guys on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support this channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.